Providing security from different forms of threat on different platforms, that is called as cyber security. Ensures the reliability and availability of the digital system, that will ensure the digital system will be available and reliable to everyone. Allows the different software components or the services to communicate with each other over the website. Hello everyone, welcome to the session on Cybersecurity Unit 1 for BCom. Myself Indu J, Faculty of Computer Science Department, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. What is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is a practice of protecting the digital system, networks and data from various forms of threats. So, providing security from different forms of threat on different platforms, that is called as cyber security. Attacks and then the unauthorized access. It plays a vital role in safeguarding the confidentiality, integrity and availability of the information on digital age. Now everything is on cyber. From small kid to the elder person will be using the digital thing, right? Or they'll be using the internet. So all the data will be available in the digital thing. So it plays a vital role in safeguarding the digital data, whatever the data we have in the digital space, that is to provide the security for that digital data, we are using cyber security. As our world become increasingly interconnected through the technologies, the importance of cyber security cannot be overrated, overstated, because as we are using everything on the internet, so providing the security for the data on the internet is very important. So that is done by whom? That is done by the cyber security. Next, the key components in the cyber security. What all the key components we have as a cyber security? It provides the digital land space. What do you mean by digital land space? The land space is something where you do your all activities, right? So what all the activities that is done on the digital thing or digital platform is called as digital land space. It's not the physical land space, it is a virtual land space where we assume that some area is provided to do all the digital activities. So that is called as digital land space. Cyber threat, what all the different types of threats, what all the different types of threats that can attack on the cyber. Cyber is what? Nothing but the internet. Okay, cyber is what? Internet. Providing a security on the internet is called as cyber security. Since we are dealing with the internet, these are some of the threats that can be there in the internet. What all? Malware. Malware is a software, malicious software that will be implemented in the internet in the form of software or in the some other computers, some other user computers. These are all the malware. Phishing. Phishing means you are using someone to get the information, or you are targeting the individual to have all its information. As you put a small fish to catch the big fish, you are putting some data or some information of yours to catch their information. That is called as phishing. And hacking. Hacking means what? Unauthorized access. Without using, without your knowledge, someone else is using your data. That is unauthorized use of hacking. Denial of service, putting more requests so that the service can be denied. That will create a bottleneck. For example, you can take in a queue, if you want to buy something in the shop, everyone will be jumbled there to get the same thing. Then what happens? The shopkeeper will be in confusion to whom to give, whom not to give. That is called as denying the services. And data breaching, changing the data, changing the personal information of someone, changing the data that has been stored in someone else's system. That is called as data breaching. So these are all called the different threats that what we have in the cyber security. The importance of cyber security. Why cyber security is important? First thing, to overcome, to avoid those threats, what we have discussed just now, to avoid those threats, and apart from protecting sensitive data and confidential information. Why we have to provide the security? Against the sensitive data and confidential information, ensures the reliability and availability of the digital system. That will ensure the digital system will be available and reliable to everyone. And preserving the trust in online transaction and communication. If you don't have security, we don't trust any person or anything. So to preserve the trust and online transaction, we should provide the cyber security. That is a one importance. Then prevent the financial losses and reputational damage. If to prevent the financial loss, we should provide the security, and also to some organization or some person reputation can be preserved using cyber security. And then apart from that, the principles of cyber security. What are the principal component of cyber security is the confidentiality, integrity, availability, authenticity and non-repetition. What do you mean by confidentiality? Means providing the data only for those user who have their authenticity. That is confidentiality. Who don't have any authenticity, we are not providing a data for those users. So having a authenticity, providing data to authorized users is called confidentiality. Integrity, avoiding data changes by unauthorized user. That is called as integrity. Providing the data, any modification to the data can be done only by the authorized user, not by the unauthorized user. Then availability, you should make the data available anytime and anywhere. That is availability. Authenticity, providing the identity for the user, authorized user. Providing what? Identity for authorized user is called authenticity. And then non-repetition. Non-repetition means preventing the parties by denying their involvement. Denying involvement in some unwanted activities. Someone is involved in some unwanted activities and he is denying that I am not involved in that. So that is called as non-repetition. Avoiding such third parties is called as non-repetition. This is a principle of cyber security, components of cyber security. Then what we have are cyber security measures. What all the measures we have to take when we are providing the cyber security? Installing and regularly updating the security software. Always we have to update the softwares. Nowadays all the devices come with pre-built security software. We need to update each and every time. And enforcing the strong and unique password. Your password, what you are giving for your credentials as your credential, that should be very strong and very unique, so that a hacker cannot easily debug that. Then encrypting the sensitive data. Sensitive data cannot be put as it is. You should encrypt those data and you should keep as a very sensitive data in your system. Then conducting the regular security audits and vulnerability assessment. You should keep on conducting the audits on security, what is going on and what are the new updates that has been come in the security, that has to be conducted on regular basis. And educating the user for the safety online practices, for educating the user at the end users to have the safety online practices. Simply some prize money has come, click on this link, you should not do that. So educating such things is called as educating the user about safety transaction or online practices. After that, cyber security professional. What we can take as a professional in the cyber security, that is ethical hacker. You can become an ethical hacker if you are very interested in cyber security, and it is also called as white hat hackers. Then security analyst, you can become a security analyst. Then network administrator, how data has been transferred, everything will be carried on the network. You can become a network administrator. Then information security officer, you can become an information security officer if you are very interested and you want to choose the cybersecurity as your profession, these are all the different types of profession you can choose for. And then we have another key concept is challenges and evaluating threats. As a cyberspace is growing very large, when each time it grows, it comes with the new challenges and new threats. So how to handle with these new challenges or threat, we need to figure it out. And legal and ethical consideration, as everything is working on the digital space and digital age, so some legal aspects and the ethical aspects are there, some regulations are there that should be considered when we are working with the cyber security. Then defining the cyberspace. What is a cyberspace? Now we have seen what is cyber security, where we are providing the security on the cyberspace. Let's see what is cyberspace. Cyberspace is a virtual environment or the digital domain in which electronic data, information and communications are created, stored, processed and exchanged. It is in a virtual space, virtual thing where we can transfer, we can create, we can store and we can process. What all we can process? Data, information and communication. This all we can do on the cyberspace. The characteristics of the cyberspace includes the vastness, very large. We don't have any limit for the cyberspace because it is not the physical space. Accessibility, you can access it from anywhere, any point and any time. And borderless nature, you cannot restrict the border for the cyberspace. Only this much should be the border, as you have in the physical infrastructure. We cannot restrict that. It transcends the geographical boundaries. It's above the geographical boundary. It may be India, USA, UK, Europe, anywhere. There is no restrictions, allowing individual, organization and the governments to connect and interact with globally. We can connect and interact globally. The best example now you can see is work from home. After COVID, everyone is doing work from home. How? Because of this cyberspace. Then cyberspace is the environment in which the digital age unfolds, enables and exchange the information about commerce, entertainment and countless other activities that have become an internal part of modern life. You can have an exchange of information on commerce, on entertainment and any other gaming, any data. If you want to search that data, research, everything can be done on the cyberspace. Next, we move with the computer and web technology. What is computer technology and what is web technology? When it comes to the computer technology, computer does not exist. Computer does not exist without hardware and software. Hardware and software is a must if you are dealing with the computer. So hardware comes with what? CPU, memory, networking. All these are connected. How it is connected and what all the software, how using this software they can communicate with the each resources. So hardware and the software are the key components of computer technology. And networking, when we are using with the internet, when we are having the communication from one system to the other system which is globally apart or physically apart, then the networking is very important concept in the computer technology. And cyber security, as we are doing everything on the internet, the providing the security is also very internet. Apart from that, nowadays what is going on in the computer technology is artificial intelligence and machine learning. What do you mean by artificial intelligence? Machine having its own intelligence, it acts like a human. Why human is different from other animal? Because he has an intelligence level. So we are providing that intelligence level to the machines. How we are providing? By using machine learning algorithm. Machine learns by itself. Okay, as human learns by itself by seeing others and learns by their own mistakes, machine also learns by its data. So this is a currently trending. Now after artificial intelligence and machine learning in the computer, they are moving towards the quantum computer. That is basically depends on the quantum physics. Okay, how to communicate. Here we are using zeros and ones when communicating. Here we are using 0.001 type of accuracy. So that is what quantum computing is. So these are all some of the computer technology that has been developed from eras. Next, we'll move on with the web technologies. In the web technologies, all of you know what is www, World Wide Web. Without this, can you able to access anything in the internet? No, right? So this is a basic web technology what we have. Then HTML, CSS and JavaScript. What is HTML? HTML is used to create the website and CSS is used to create the designs of the website, and JavaScript is a scripting language through which you can create the websites. And web developments. There are different web developments. For initially we have only one website, and now each and every organization is developing its own website to provide all the information about the organization. Then web browser. Initially what we had a web browser as an internet browser, right? Now you have many different Bing, Chrome, Yahoo, Rediff, like that. You have different web browsers. You have web standards. Web standards are nothing but how to maintain these all the criteria, that is how to maintain www as a web pages. So that is a standard that they have set for. Then web security. Obviously, when we are having everything on the internet, web security is must thing. And trends in web, how we can change the web trends. For example, you can check in the Google for every occasion, it will be having one different logo of the Google. Like that, trends will be changing in the websites. And then the nowadays what we are moving with the e-commerce, anything is on your fingertips, even the payments and even your purchase, everything is on e-commerce. These are all the different web technologies we have. Next, we move on to the architecture of the cyberspace. Cyberspace is a virtual space, but it's built up some of the things, some of the instruments, or some putting together, some of the infrastructures putting together, we can form the cyberspace. What all those architectural components that creates the cyberspace? One is physical infrastructure. What that includes in the physical infrastructure is, it may be the server, router, networking, modems, cables, your system, your laptop, your device, everything comes under the physical infrastructure. Then network protocol. Once we have a physical infrastructure, we should provide the communication between the different devices. How we are providing the communication? Using the network protocol, that is internet protocol. You might have heard IP address, HTTP. These are all the protocols that provides the communication between the infrastructure. Domain name system. Every website has its own name. Instead of addressing the website with the IP address, we address with the name. So to create such name, we are using the domain name systems. Then WWW, that is World Wide Web. We have already discussed the World Wide Web. Then cyber security layers. In the different layers, we are providing the security for authentication, initialization, privacy and encryption. Like the different layers, in each layer the security will be provided. The internet service provider. Who is the internet service provider? Some of your networks. For example, Jio, Airtel, Vodafone, like that. You have different networks who provides the internet for you. That those type of networks are called internet service provided. Content delivery network. Content delivery network is a combination of different server. A single content cannot be put in all the servers, and all the servers cannot have the single content. Like different content will be there in the different servers. If you want to access anything of India, that should be .in, right? If you want to access anything of UK, for example, you can take of amazon.in, right? .in stands for India, that is India servers. UK stands for UK servers. Like that, different servers, the content will be there at the different server. To access the any content, we have to use this content delivery network. This is a network of server. This is a combination of different servers, we can say. The cloud computing infrastructure. You might have used that term, Google Cloud. All your photos will be stored in the Google Cloud. Whatever you do, or whatever you post it in the Facebook or in the Insta, everything will be stored in the cloud. is so easy that you need not to store or you need not to fill your device memory. It will be stored somewhere in the cloud, and that can be accessed at whatever the time you want. So that is cloud computing infrastructure. Social media platforming and online communication, how we are communicating. Just now I have given the example of Facebook, Insta, Tweet. This all falls under the social media platform and online communications. This is also one of the major component to build the cyberspace. Then the virtual and augmented reality. Now gaming, having your eyes, everything is seeming that happening to be real. That is virtual reality, augmented reality. And then e-commerce platform, everything and anything you can purchase, from grocery to your hair color, everything you can purchase in the online platform. Search engine, Google search engine, Amazon, like that. You have a different search engine to access the data. This is also a very important component of the cyberspace. Data center. What is data center? It's a very important. Until unless you don't have any data, you cannot share the data. So all data will be set it in the data center as an infrastructure, right? So that is a basic need to have the communication between a different system in the cyberspace. So this is a data centers. Data center will be having different servers together, putting together, and having all the data transferring from one servers to the other server. The cyberspace laws and regulation. So with all this is also a very important aspect. You should have some rules and regulation to maintain the cyberspace, that is given with the cyber law and cyber regulations. This is about architecture of cyberspace. Then we move on to the communication and web technology. How the communication technology has been changed from decades. That is what initial communication what we have is telephonic communication. Every communication started with the telegram, then comes to telephone. Now what we are doing, instant messaging we are doing with the video conference. How that has been changed, right? Initially what we have is telecommunication, conversation or communication over the phone. Then internet came into the picture. Once internet came into the picture, we are communicating through emails, texting, mails, documents, and multimedia. You can text documents, you can text videos, you can text anything, general simple letter, you can do everything. But what is the problem here? The person will be see whenever he opens the email. But next what we have is instant messaging. The time when you send, he can watch. The example for instant messaging is what you have is WhatsApp, Facebook, and Messenger, chatbots. These are all some of the examples for the instant messaging. As you put the message, you'll get the reply. At least in the chat box, you'll get the soon reply. Then social media. What all the social media communications we have? Using Facebook, Twitter, Insta, you can update, you can share your photos, you can share your problems also in some platforms of the Facebook, Twitter, and Insta, and most of their updates, their daily routines also. Then comes with the video conferencing. Not only the texting, multimedia, photo sharing, we can also communicate directly face to face. That is nothing but video conferencing using Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and different Skypes, different platforms, voice over IP. Even we can communicate over internet, that is Skypes and VIP phones. Then wireless communication, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. Nowadays you can communicate with one device to the another device using Bluetooth and using Wi-Fi networks. These are different types of communications we have from decades, from those era to nowadays. So next what we have is website technology. Website technology means obviously web technology come into the picture. Hypertext markup language. What is HTML? The language is used to create the web pages, that is called as HTML. Then what we have, just only creating the web page is not enough. We should create it very differently. That should catch the eyes of the customer. So to use that, we are using CSS, that is cascading style sheet, is used to style the web pages. How you want, you can style to catch the customer eyes. So then what we have is a JavaScript, a programming language to write the scripting. So that is called as JavaScript. And HTML and HTTP and HTTPS, these are the protocols that provides the communication. Hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP, and HTTPS is a protocol used to transferring the data over the webs. Apart from the HTTP, we have web servers. Servers is where all data will be stored. The web servers are the software applications that stores and serves the web content to the user whenever they want. Then the database is when you pour some question, that a system has to understand that question and it has to give the response back. That is a database, that is questioning language. So everything will be stored in some place. How to retrieve that, that is depends on the database management. Apart from that, database management, we have satellite communication. What is in the satellite communication? We have the global positioning system, GPS. Nowadays you can share your live location, where are you, where your friend is, you can locate easily. That is one of the major development what we have in the web technology. Apart from that, we have a fiber optics. Fiber optics is used to provide a very large amount of data in very high speed. That is fiber optics. Then network infrastructures. In network infrastructure, whatever we are having is routers, switches, and then the data centers. To provide communication between the different devices, it is must that you should have the routers and then the switches and the data center that can handle those routers and then the switches. Then cloud computing. All of you know, nowadays everything what we are working is on a cloud computing, used to use the data storage and processing of that data. Then IoT stands for Internet of Things. All the devices, medical devices, everything is connected to the internet so that they can access the patient's data very easily. These IoTs are mainly used in the medical field. Nowadays they are using a very large scale in the medical space. Then 5G technology. All of you know before how the technology, the mobile technology was there, how slow was it is, and now how fast it is. That falls under the web technology, that is 5G technology. Then blockchain technology. Nowadays you are using the cryptocurrencies, right? Cryptocurrency, cryptography, everything falls under the blockchain technology. That's how we have developed the web technology, from basic email to the blockchain management. Next, what we have is web frameworks. What are the web frameworks? In the web technology, provides a pre-built templates and tools for web application development. As using the JavaScript or HTML language, you need not to write anything to develop the web pages. You can directly use the framework tools to develop the web pages. Just drag and drop everything to its places. That will create its own background functions and it will create you the web pages. So that is called as web frames. Web browser, there is different web browsers has been developed and there are many improvements in those web browsers like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox and Microsoft Edge. These are some of the examples for web browsers. APIs, Application Program Interface. API stands for what? Application Program Interface. Allows the different software components or the services to communicate with each other over the web. Here, not only the device, different programming language also communicating with each other. Then web standards. They have set some standard for the W3 consortium. W3 means World Wide Web, that stand for W3, and consortium. They have set some standards to regulate the processing of data in the website. So these are all the web standards they have created. Apart from that, we have WCAG, that is Web Content Accelerator Guide. Okay, apart from that, web security and cloud computing they are providing. Okay, these are some of the web technology what we have to have in the cyber securities. What is internet? As we know what is computer, what is a website, how communication will be done on the internet, but we had not defined the internet yet, right? So let us define the internet. What is internet? Internet is a global network of interconnected computers and the computer networks that communicate using the common set of protocols. We have already discussed what all the protocols. We have IP, TCP, HTTP. These are all some set of protocol. Using this set of protocols, they are communicating with the networks, that is called as internet. Here are some of the key points about the internet. Internet is what? Internet is network of networks. Networks together putting and one combination of different networks together will be called as internet. Communication protocol, how these networks will provide the communication using the different protocols, that is already we have discussed the different types of protocols. Where this communication will be done? On the web pages, www, that is World Wide Web pages. This communication will be done. How this communication will be done? Through emails, through a search engine, and one more important concept of internet is net neutrality. Whatever the data that comes into the internet, the data has to be treated equally. We should not segregate, or you should not do any partiality in the data. That is called as net neutrality. These are some of the key concepts or key points about the internet. Next, advancement of internet. How the internet has been developed, that is nothing but advancement of the internet. Internet will be started. Internet means what? Communication, providing a communication between different users, that is called as internet, providing the network, right, for the communication. That is started in 1960, that is ARPANET. This is a US defense wanted to have a communication between different locations. The scientists developed this ARPANET. In 1970s, this ARPANET is used to provide two-way communication only for the limited number. When a TCP/IP protocol come into the existence in the year 1970, it provides some LAN connection, and for particular organization, it will giving the communication, providing the network. So in 1970, we come across with the TCP/IP. In 1980, internet was born. Internet means combining different TCP/IP networks together form the internet in 1980s. In 1989, inventions on the www, that is World Wide Web, will be invented on 1989. Soon after invention of World Wide Web, the commercialization and expansion has been done for this particular web. The commercialization means they have started earning something out of this, providing networks, that is commercialization. In late 90s, .com bubble will come, that is .com. Everything you written google.com, microsoft.com, right? What this .com represent? This represent the commercial. This website is commercial website, that is come into the picture in 1990s. Early 2000, in the starting of 2000, broadband and social media came into the picture. Broadband, many different service provided, network services will be providing one set box as called as router. Broadband will be came into the picture, and using those broadband, different social media platforms it came into the existence. Then in 2010, mobile internet and IoT has come into the picture. This broadband and internet services is switched from larger area to small devices to the mobile. It has been given in IoT, and IoT is also came into the picture in 2010. What is IoT? IoT is the Internet of Things, where we are using the sensors, device sensors, and reading the data from the devices. Okay, in ongoing environment 2000, everything is on cloud. Everything uses IoT, mobile internet, and will be using cloud. Everything has been put it on the cloud servers. Cloud servers are providing, storing, managing, everything is done by the cloud servers. User need not to use anything. So that is what the 2020's evolution, like your e-commerce, Zomato, Rapido, everything is a cloud services. That's all for this session. Thank you.